Yeah, but you see, this whole thing with the far right is absolute nonsense. Like, if anyone has if they have any bit of knowledge when it comes to history, if you go back to Nazi Germany, the far right were saying things like, we're going to get rid of communication. You're not going to be, that's censorship. So that's what the left does now. And then they also had programs like euthanasia. So people who were too ill or that to be done away with. The left want that. There's been a total flip where it's actually the hard left now are behaving like the Nazis did in the 30s before they started World War II. And we're all meant to ignore that and pretend that it isn't happening.
It's unavoidable. You can't.
The problem is, well, it's that's gone to lunacy. You know, we used to be asking when is the left go too far, but it's bizarre. You know, there's no logic in it anymore. They're just swallowing everything they're fed, and they're just spitting it out to an extreme. And
well, the only logic that's in it is, if you look at it from a spiritual context, they have nearly gone into the realms of Satanism at this stage. And that's the only logic I can derive from it, is that it's not actually about policy or anything anymore. It's just a death cult. It's a death cult that's going to cause as much death and destruction as possible to try and appease whatever they're trying to appease.
And just grabbing onto what James said about the whole death cult thing with the left, it's dead right. You can only have to look at the abortion and how far they're trying to push that to see, you know, what sense it made. Initially, they were, you know, they gave them the whole idea of, look, you're going to fight feminism this way, you know, and then it just became, there's more people dying from abortion than there is, you know, they forgot about the science aspect of things. And that's what we're seeing also with you mentioned the transgender thing, like human life begins at conception. We all used to remember that, that's biology. But that went out the window for extreme rights. And that got pushed. And you seen Varadkar saying we need a few thousand more of this happening. You know, they're celebrating it over in the US, 1 million.
Well, if you look, Anthony, you look at the money they're willing to spend to send rockets out to Mars and the moon and all these places to see if there's life on it. And then you take the disrespect that they have for life here. They have no qualms in ending a life before it begins, but then they'll send a rocket to Mars to see is there life out there. It's ridiculous.
And I've seen the thing saying before, we found a bit of sludge, that's a sign of life on Mars. And how is a clump of cells, as they put it, not life here? You know, everyone's a clump of cells if you're to use that logic. You know, we're all it's all the same that way. But I think you're dead right. And the fact that they're pushing that so much, you know, I've seen Satanists say, you know, that's what they pray over and all this kind of thing. You know, they pay for abortions because, you know, they get to do whatever. And that's only one aspect of it, you know. It's supposed to be like 85% of women regret it afterwards. It's terrible. It's the same as the transgender thing, pushing it to kids, and the complication rate and all these places getting sued and people ending their lives because of it. Like, people aren't looking at the science or the logical side of this anymore. And this is why we're saying, like you said, that they're the right now. They've done a polar flip, and now these are the people calling for death. At what cost? At the cost of rights. Like, we have more rights now than anyone's ever had in our history ever. You know.
Yeah.
Well, all you had to do during the lockdown was listen to what they were saying. They were saying, if a person who hadn't got the injection went to hospital, let them die. Don't even look after them. If they don't have this injection taken, just let them die. Like, what kind of ideology says, well, I don't care who you are, if you haven't taken this experiment, you should die. Do you know? It's a death cult. It's nothing more than a death cult.
They were shouting for that everywhere, weren't they? In the States, here, take them out of society, don't let them go in, you know, don't let them do this, don't let them do that. And yet we were the ones that kept this going. None of us got it. I didn't get it. I never got COVID. I never even took a test. I never even took a test. I wouldn't put that shit up my nose.